Hello everyone, today's lesson is lesson 110, converting repeating decimals to fractions. So remember, some fractions make a repeating decimal, and so if I want to convert a repeating decimal to a fraction, I need to write three equations using algebra to remove the repeating part of the decimal. So, to write the first equation, we choose a variable like f for fraction and make it equal to the decimal. So f equals 0.27. To make the second equation, we first count the number of digits that repeat. Then we multiply both sides by the first equation by a power of 10, using the number of repeating digits as the exponent. For example, the decimal of 0.27 has two digits that repeat. It's 272727. So we multiply it by 10 squared, or 100. Because it's two numbers that repeat, so I have two zeros in my number, so it's 100. Okay, so you multiply both sides by 100. Notice that the decimal in the second equation has the same repetend as the decimal in the first equation. Okay, we still have 0.27 there. And then you have to make a third equation, where you subtract the first equation from the second equation. So you do 100f equals the 27.27 minus f equals 0.27. So you end up with 99f equals 27.0. Since the repetends are identical, subtracting the 0.27 from 27.27 results in the third equation without the repetend. And I might be saying that wrong, and excuse me for that. We solve the third equation and reduce to find the equivalent fraction. So we do 27 divided by 99, and I reduce it to 3 over 11. So let's practice. We want to convert 0.16 to a fraction. So we need to have three equations. The first one is to put it into an equation. So we say f is equal to 0.16. And since that line is only above the 6, that means it's only the 6 that is repeating. Okay? Since there is only one number that repeats, that's 6, for the second equation, so this is the second equation, I'm going to take and multiply both sides by 10, because only one number repeats, so I'm going to multiply it by 10. You can think the number of zeros you're multiplying by is how many numbers repeat. So since only one number repeats, that's only one zero, which is 10. So I end up with 10f equals 0.16 times 10 is 1.6, and that 6 is going to keep repeating itself. Okay, if I wrote it out, it would be like 666, like all those sixes, but go ahead to not. Okay, then my third equation is I'm going to subtract these two equations. So I end up with 10f equals 1.6, and I'm going to minus f equals 0.6. Oh, sorry, 0.16. There we go. Okay, I have to add another 6 to line up my decimals. So I end up with 9f equals 1.5. So now I'm going to solve it. By taking and dividing both sides by 9, I get f equals 1.5 divided by 9. Since the fraction has a decimal, I want to multiply this fraction by 10 over 10 to get rid of that decimal point. So I end up with 15 over 90, which equals 1/6. Alright, this next problem says the theoretical probability of rolling 12 with two number cubes is 0.027. About how many times would you expect to roll 12 in 180 rolls? So I have a choice of rounding 0.027 or converting it to an equivalent fraction. Since rounding introduces small errors, we choose to convert it to a fraction. So one digit repeats, so I'm going to multiply that fraction, or this decimal, by 10. So we do f equals 0.027, multiply both sides by 10, so I end up with 10f equals 0.277, with that 7 repeating itself. Then I'm going to subtract the first equation from the second equation. And end up with 9f equals 0.25. Okay. Remembering that both these 7's repeat, so it just gets rid of all the other 7's. So then I'm going to get the f by itself by dividing both sides by 9. So f is going to equal 0.25 over 9. Now I want to clear out that decimal, so I'm going to times this fraction by 100 over 100 to get rid of the decimal. And I end up with 25 over 900. So 25 over 900 reduces to 1/36. Okay? So this is the fraction equivalent of that 0.027. That means that I could expect 12 to come out about 1/36 of the times I roll a pair of number cubes, or dice. So I'm going to find 1/36 of 180 rolls. That gives me 180 over 36, which equals 5. So I should roll 12 about 5 times out of the 180 times that I rolled the number cubes, or the dice. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.